Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am Mr. Botvin, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys everything I crocheted in the last 6 months. Technically it's kind of in like 5-ish, but since it's the 6th month of the year, I'm just gonna say 6. So everything I crocheted in the last 6 months. And honestly, when I was gathering all of my clothes, I did not know I crocheted that much stuff, because when I crochet something, I wear it, take pictures in it, and then I put it in somewhere. They're everywhere. So I put it somewhere and it's never to be seen again. So when I was getting everything, collecting everything, I was like, I made that. Like, there's literally a pile. That's pile number 1, and then that is pile number 2. So I'm probably going to split this video into 2 parts just so it's not long. And yeah, I just don't want a really long video, because I feel like it's gonna be a long video because I'm gonna be explaining like really the history of all my projects. So 2 parts probably. So welcome to part 1, I assume. And yeah, let's really get right into the video. There's really nothing else to say, so let's just get started on everything. Okay, so I'm going to pull it back so you guys can see a little bit. Okay, had to get a quick thumbnail. Okay, so this is pile number 1, and I already organized it to the most, from the beginning, the first one to my very last one. Okay, so I'm just going to get started and show you guys everything. Okay, so the first one I ever made was, it wasn't this year actually, it was 2020, but it was, I'm pretty sure, I want to say December, so I'm just gonna go with December. So it was this cardigan I made, and honestly, let me be honest, this was actually supposed to be like a Harry Styles cardigan, but I didn't want to make it a Harry Styles cardigan. I just wanted to make a patchwork cardigan. I didn't even know it was called patchwork at that time. I just wanted to make a cardigan with squares, so I just followed a Harry Styles cardigan tutorial on it, but this is not a Harry Styles cardigan, but I did follow the tutorial for it to make this. And I'm sure you guys have never seen this before ever, but this was my very first crochet piece of clothing that I ever made. I actually haven't even taken pictures in this yet or at all. My sister did, but this is the first piece I have ever made. Ta-da! Like, ew. I have come a long way. I don't even know when my voice just broke, but yeah, it's been a journey. So I don't even know where I'm gonna put this. Okay, I'm just gonna put it over here. Okay, so that was piece number 1, and I used Red Heart acrylic for that. I used Red Heart acrylic yarn for most of these, no, for all of it. All of my patchwork I used acrylic yarn for all of them. So yeah. So this is my second cardigan. I just wanted my second piece. I wanted to make a white and black cardigan. I don't know why, what my thought process was. But again, this was in around December, I'm sure. So my channel didn't even exist then. I was just making it just because. This is so heavy. And I remember the sleeves were like way too long. I don't even know why I made them so long. I was so new to crocheting, so I was just really doing anything. But this is so heavy. But this is piece number 2. I use Red Heart, of course. Red Heart was my go-to yarn when I first started crocheting. I would hit up Michael's and just clean out that Red Heart section completely, because I was making all these patchwork projects and I was like, acrylic, Red Heart specifically. I was going ham on this Red Heart. But this is piece number 2. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with any of these projects. I just have it here. I'll probably figure something out later. And now it's time for piece number 3, and this was the start of my channel. So this was my first sweater, my first patchwork sweater I've ever made, or sweater in general, I guess. And literally I didn't follow a tutorial at all for this because I was like, if I can do a cardigan, I feel like it will be the same except closed up. So I just used like my limited crochet knowledge and just made something. But the funny thing is, my head can barely fit in this hole. What, I don't even know what it's called. My brain is not working right now, but my head can barely fit. I crocheted around the collar way too tight, but all in all, this was like, I fell in love with this piece. Like, it's on my Instagram if you guys want to check that out. It's one of my first posts, and this was the beginning of everything. I love this one so much, and I love the different variations of pink I did, and it was my first time doing tapestry crochet in a project, so this was a first for like everything. And this was it. Like, when I made this, I was like, yeah, I'm a professional crochet artist. Nobody can tell me anything. Like, this piece right here, this piece right here is it. I love it. I love this piece so much. And I remember the ribbing was kind of trash because I didn't really know what I was doing. Like, okay, you can see my ribbing was way too long, and I had to like pinch it so it fit like good, I guess. I don't know, but this is my favorite piece for the longest, and the first I've ever crocheted on my YouTube channel. And I have, when I say YouTube channel, like, it's like what, my channel, so you guys can check my first ever video out of me making this sweater. But back then I did not even show my face or talk in my videos because I just wanted to record my journey of crocheting. I wasn't really trying to do this, what I'm doing now. So I have come a long way with crocheting and my channel in general, but I did not want to talk. I just wanted to show what I was doing and just put it somewhere for people to see if they wanted to see it. But see how we have evolved. I'm now talking to a camera and not just crocheting aimlessly. But this was I consider this kind of my first piece, but it's really not. It's actually my third, but oh, I love it. On to the next. So after I did my Valentine's piece, I made this thing. It's a Black History Month when I wanted to celebrate Black History Month with this piece, which was cool and all, but the sweater itself was definitely not my favorite one. I kind of thought I was like super professional crochet artist, and I decided to do a crop top sweater, and in my opinion it did not come out how I liked it. I made it work for the pictures, but this wasn't it for me. Like, my first one, I think I struck gold with that one, and when I made this I was like, who made this? So this one is definitely not one of my favorites, but it's still cool. Like, I like what I did with the color coordination, but when I got to the bag I accidentally messed up. This was supposed to be red and that was supposed to be like yellow, but the way I sewed everything together, I messed up. But if you're a normal person, you wouldn't have known I messed up, but me, this was not how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to match up with red and yellow, but that didn't happen. And that's also why I was like, okay, this sweater is just trash. But it's not really trash, it just didn't come out the way I expected it to. But this was an interesting piece, and I liked it all in all. I was getting better at crocheting by then, so my stitches weren't like showing, and like my first one, all those stitches were seen for the world. But this was my fourth piece. I'm probably gonna lose count, so I'm gonna stop doing the numbers right now because I will mess it up. But Black History Month crop top sweater, and all these videos from my Valentine's Day to this one are on my channel now, so if you guys want to see me make this, they are up for you to watch and enjoy. So my next one was a ninja patchwork sweater. I actually really love this one. By the time I got to this one, I was really getting comfortable with patchwork, and I don't even know I was doing patchwork. Well, I do now. I started out doing patchwork originally because of the first cardigan I made, and I was like, okay, I like patchwork because it's easy. All I have to do is make a bunch of squares and sew them together. Like, I don't have to think about increasing or decreasing or anything. Like, literally make a bunch of squares, sew it together, and boom, I have a sweater. So I was like, I am never, ever, ever, ever going to do like regular crochet. I'm only gonna do patchwork. That's what I was saying. I was like, I'm only going to do patchwork, and clearly that didn't happen. But I was so stuck on patchwork for the longest. But now I have seen the light, and I am here, guys. I'm here. But this was my ninja sweater. I made it just because I like the streamer ninja. And I was like, let me make a ninja patchwork sweater because I don't know. I was watching his streams a lot, and I was like, I just want to make a ninja sweater. So I did. I did his logo in the middle of it, and it's ninja. It goes, the words are like this, and these are his colors for his logo. So I thought this piece was pretty cool. I didn't really have problems with it. I think the only problem I had would be the tapestry. That was so freaking hard. Oh my gosh, that was so hard, but I made it work like always. And yeah, there's really nothing else to say about this piece. It was a nice piece, interesting. It wasn't hard really because I was really getting into patchwork, so I was kind of thinking I was an expert by then. So this wasn't difficult at all. It was just this tapestry, like I said before. But yeah, and he actually saw it too. He retweeted the tweet, and I got a whole bunch of retweets on it just because everyone liked it. And I'll post like the screenshot of him retweeting it. I don't know, I don't even know if but yeah, so he saw it, so at least that was worth all this struggle for the freaking logo. But yeah, that's this piece. So on to the next. So next I have my St. Patrick's Day patchwork sweater, and clearly this sweater was for St. Patrick's Day, and I incorporated tapestry again. I was really liking tapestry. I don't even know why, but I was really into tapestry at that time, so I wanted to incorporate the 4-leaf clover into 3-leaf clover, the shamrock. What are these called? I totally forgot what they're called, but I wanted to incorporate it into my piece, and I did. And I actually loved how this one turned out. I really, really, really loved this one. This one is almost like, the way I like it, it's almost with the Valentine's Day one. Like they're kind of close, but my Valentine's Day one is forever my best patchwork in my opinion. Patchwork, not all my projects combined, just patchwork. But yeah, so this one is a close second. I would say it's my second. My Valentine's first. This one is definitely my second. And the shamrocks, or 3-leaf clover or 4-leaf clover, they weren't really hard to make at all, because I don't know, like I'm telling you, I thought I was an expert, so I was just flying through all of this. And yeah, so this one, I love this one so much. I really do. I literally remember making this, like, it was so long ago. This was March. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but it was March, and I remember it like it was yesterday. But I don't miss patchwork at all, and I will probably never go back to patchwork. I know I said I probably won't ever stop doing patchwork, but I did stop. But listen, I'm not going back. I have seen the light, like I said, and I'm not going back. But on to the next. So next we have this piece. This was actually used with the Red Heart soft acrylic yarn, and I love the texture of Red Heart. My battery's about to die. Oh my god. Okay, I'm back. But like I was saying, I love the texture of this Red Heart soft. So if you're getting into, it doesn't even have to be patchwork, but if you want to do acrylic yarn, use acrylic yarn, I would highly recommend Red Heart soft. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, because it's acrylic, of course, but it's so soft and it feels so good on the skin. Like I love this yarn. I love using it. But this one is called my J Ghosty patchwork sweater, and it's Ninja's wife, and she streams as well, so I wanted to make her own one. Since I made him, I was like, I don't want to leave Jess out, so I made her, not made her, but I made a J Ghosty sweater, and this ghost was so hard to make. Let me tell you, it was so hard. I literally remember it. I remember like it was yesterday. I was struggling so much with this ghost, and I had to, like, after I made it, I had to like sew in some stuff so that it wouldn't look patchy. Like, there was a lot of blue showing, so I would go through and sew some white yarn on top of it so it looks neat and nice. And I would take a Sharpie and mark around like where the black is and connect some things that, you know, needed to be connected with black. But all in all, this wasn't really my favorite either. I don't know, I wasn't feeling it, but I did like the color coordination I did with the like white and the purple and all that. But honestly, it wasn't my favorite. It was cool because she saw it as well, so again, it was worth it. But this was hard, bruh. This was really hard. But I love all the sweaters I make because it's my creation, and I knew I was gonna get better anyway. But you know, in that moment, it's like you want everything to be perfect, and this wasn't perfect, and it didn't really come out the way I envisioned. I don't know why I have like high expectations for like all of my projects, and when it doesn't come out the way I expect it, even though it comes out great, I'm just like, oh, it sucks. Like, but it's a good sweater. I like it, but it's not my favorite like my Valentine's Day and my St. Patrick's one. My St. Patrick's Day one. So that's this one, and on to the next. So this ugly sweater, I really don't like this sweater. I know this is the sweater I made for my basic patchwork tutorial, and it's a good tutorial. It's just this one I made was not my favorite. I don't know what about it I don't like. Maybe it's the color. Something about this like made me angry. I don't know why. Like, every time I look at this sweater, I just want to throw it away. But it's a part of my collection, a part of my journey, so of course I'm gonna keep it. But this was not my favorite. I don't know, I was not feeling this. I honestly didn't even want to take pictures in this sweater. That's how much I did not care for it. But I took pictures anyway, and I didn't even want to post the pictures that I took, but I did. But yeah, this sweater was not my favorite, and I don't know what happened. Like, the sweaters I made before this was really good. I don't know where I went wrong with it, in my opinion. But I mean, the ribbing's like super nice. I would say that would probably be my favorite part about it. But other than that, this sweater is not on my favorite list. It's I don't know, but I wasn't vibing with it. I didn't vibe with it at all. So that's this. But you can check out my basic patchwork tutorial if you want to make your own sweater. And on to the next. Okay, so next I made this checkered patchwork vest. But backstory behind this is it was originally a sweater like on my other sweaters, and I made a Nike like logo in the middle of it because, listen, I had the best idea for this sweater. I was like, it's gonna be like a big sweater, like a, not big, but kind of like wide and drapes over like my butt, because I wanted to wear biker shorts with it. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do a Nike logo. So I did a Nike logo, and then I did like checkered on the sleeves and checkered on the sleeves, and it was on both sleeves, and it was black with white ribbing. And I was like, bruh, this sweater, like literally when I was making it, I was like, this sweater is gonna be the best sweater I have ever made in my entire life. I was so hyped for this sweater and then I experimented with that sweater as well because I wanted to make my sleeves less baggy. So I took out like a row of squares, and that is when I went wrong with that sweater. I didn't know that at the time, but that is where I went completely wrong. And I think I took away a row. How did I want a wide, oversized kind of sweater, and I took away an entire row of squares? I don't know what my thought processing was during that time, but it was not where it needed to be. That was the worst sweater I've ever made. It was worse than my basic patchwork sweater, and that's not even an ugly sweater, honestly. It just didn't come out the way I wanted. So everything that doesn't come out the way I want it, I just call it ugly, even though it's really not. I need to stop doing that, but it's hard, you know, when you envision something and it doesn't come to life, you're just like, that's ugly. But when I tell you that sweater I made, that was an ugly sweater. I'm not saying that because it didn't go how I envisioned, which it didn't, but it was just ugly. I looked like Slender Man when I put it on. I will have a picture right here if I do have a picture. I don't even know if I do. Hopefully I do, but you can also check my video out on that. I won't put any of the videos in my cards because I don't even know if you can put that many cards in a video. So all you gotta do is just go to my page and scroll down. I don't even have a lot of videos, so it wouldn't even take you long to see my videos. But that sweater was so ugly, and when I took pictures in it, when I finished it, I did a v-neck, so I wanted it to be like a v-neck, kind of big oversized v-neck sweater, and it came out the complete opposite. It was skinny like this on my arm. The body panel was like this. It was so bad. And when before I showed my sisters, I walked in their room and I was like, I just made the ugliest sweater ever. And they were like, no, let me see it, because you know, we can't really trust your judgment, because if something doesn't come out good, I always call it ugly. I was like, no, listen guys, this is the ugliest sweater I've ever made in my entire life. And they were like, no. So I put it on, and then I walked in their room and showed them, and they laughed. They laughed at me because the sweater was that ugly, and they support everything I make. They don't ever call my stuff ugly. When I call it ugly, they don't call it ugly. So the fact that they laughed and they're like, yeah, that's not it, I knew that I wasn't tripping. I knew that that was just an ugly sweater. It wasn't me tripping or anything. That was just literally the ugliest sweater I've ever made. And I know I'm going on like a rant with this, but I just had to get out that sweater was so ugly. And usually if something doesn't come out the way I expect it, I just work with it in the pictures and just, you know, do what I gotta do, tweak it to make the pictures look nice. But I could not tweak this. Like, there was no making it look good as a sweater. So what I did was I took all the squares apart, and I was like, let me make a sweater vest. It's not really a sweater vest, it's just a vest, a patchwork vest. I was like, let me make a patchwork vest, because this sweater is not working out. So I took all of the squares apart, and then I put it back together to create a sweater vest, a patchwork vest, and it came out like this. And after, I just put the trimming around the edges just to make it look kind of nice a little bit. And I have a video on this as well, so you can check that out. And I show the sweater in the beginning of me actually wearing it, so you guys can see how ugly that was. It was so bad. I'm actually gonna link that in the card so you guys can see, because that was such an ugly sweater. And I don't know, maybe me and my sisters are exaggerating, but it was so ugly to me, especially since it came out the complete opposite of how I imagined it. It was terrible. But I want to call it a sweater vest, but it's not. The patchwork vest came out so cute. Like, I love this patchwork vest, and I was honestly supposed to make a tutorial and pattern on this, but I didn't, because I don't know, I got caught up doing other things, other patchwork stuff, so I just left people hanging with this one. Sorry guys. But I love how this came out. This will probably be my third favorite piece, if not like my second-ish, because I love the way this came out. Because I gave up all hope on this, because I was like, it's not it. I gave up on everything. So that was this, and I loved it. I love it. I still love it. So this was an amazing, stressful piece, but we made it through, and it came out beautifully. On to the next. So this is my last patchwork piece I ever made, and honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I wanted to make a checkered sweater. I literally made 52 squares. I'm pretty sure it was 52. If it wasn't 52, it was 64. So I made up to 52 So I made 52 to 64 squares of checkered print. So imagine making one square of checkered print, just one square. I made 52 or 64. I'm like kind of 99% sure it was 52, so let's just go with that number. It was 52 or 54. Oh god, too many numbers. Okay, let's just go with 52. So imagine making 52 checkered squares. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wanted to make, I know I was like, I was into checkered at this point, as you could tell from that last piece. And I was like, I want to make a checkered, an all checkered sweater, because I don't know, I was checker print, checker print, checker print. I was going crazy for the checker print. And so I made this, and I don't even know why I'm making that face, because I actually really liked it, but it came out way too big. So for the pictures, I literally took a hair tie or scrunchie, I call it a scrunchie, and I tied it around and tucked it. So in the pictures, it looked like it fit me really nicely, but in reality, it didn't. It was like super huge, and it was so ugly the way I made it. Honestly, none of my patchwork items, none of my patchwork pieces came out the way I expected them to, except my Valentine's Day one and my Patrick's Day one. Those came out really good, but this one, I don't know, this isn't one of my favorites, but I did like the way I did the collar. I loved that, because this was my first time doing a collar like this, and I didn't just single crochet around, or yes, I didn't single crochet around with this one. I did the regular collar that I do now for my current pieces. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking for doing an all checkered sweater. This took a lot of time, but during the process of it, I wasn't like annoyed. It wasn't too much for me to handle. I was just crocheting a whole bunch of squares, and then I finished, and it came out good. Like, the pictures came out good at least. But would I ever wear this again? No, because it's just way too big, and the way this is, it's not supposed to be like super big, but it was, I didn't really like it. But I love the collar though, so the collar makes up for the sweater being too big. So actually, this isn't my last crochet piece, but I'm going to stop the video like after I show you guys my purses I made. I'm going to stop the video and then continue a part 2 for my more current pieces that I have made. So this is going to be the last sweater I show for this video, but I'm going to show you guys all the purses I made, because I made purses to match most of my sweaters. 99% of the sweaters I made a purse to match, because I wanted that to be my aesthetic. I wanted like a purse and then sweaters, because it's like, you know, it's an outfit. I wanted to make it an outfit, and I feel like a purse completes an outfit, even though I don't even wear purses. But I wanted to make a purse because it's crocheting. So now I'm going to show you guys the purses I made. This was my Valentine's Day purse I made for my Valentine's Day sweater. I love this purse. I love the heart I did. Beautiful, loved it so much. And that was my first time making a heart too. I kind of messed up on it, but you can't tell because I winged the mess out of it. And I love this little purse. This is also my first time making a purse as well. I was just like, I'm just gonna put a bunch of squares together and sew it and then make a strap. It was super easy to make this. Then there is this ninja purse I made. I really like this purse as well. It just goes right with the sweater, and yeah, there's really nothing else to say. I'm just showing you guys all the purses. Then there is my patchwork. Why do I keep saying that? My St. Patrick's Day one. And I put the clover or shamrock, I don't know what it's called, but I put that in the middle of it, and I really love this purse. I would say my Valentine's Day would be first, and this is second. I don't know why I like those two so much. I don't know why, but I love this purse. I love the strap, because I made the strap a little thicker than I did the other ones, and I just love how I put this right here. It's just so cute to me. Then I made a J Ghosty bag. I didn't do anything special with this one. I still have the headband I made. And I made headbands with all these other ones too, but I was not about to go fishing for small headbands everywhere. But I made this purse to go with the J Ghosty sweater, and I like it. I don't know, there's really nothing else to say. I love all the purses I made because they're just accessories, so it's not something that that has to be seen. You know, if I mess up on a purse, it's just a purse. I could just have it like, if I messed it up, I could have just been like. But yeah, so I like all my purses, and this was the J Ghosty one. Then I have, this one. I made this for the Nike one that I thought was gonna be the Nike one, but it ended up being for the patchwork vest, and I love this purse. This is my first time making this style of the purse, and it was harder than I anticipated, but I like how I incorporated the button. I think it's just so cute. And then I have this mini one. I didn't want to make a big one because, I don't know, maybe I was tired of doing checkered at that point. But I made a mini version of this purse, and I love how cute it turned out. Like, it's so cute and small, and it's just like, ooh. I need to wear these purses, but I don't even go anywhere for it to be seen. But I love these versions of the purse. These are definitely my favorite completely because it's, I don't know, you know, this is just basic, but this looks more like on a higher end of the crochet spectrum, you know. It's like, ooh. But I love that. And I also made this purse. I made a purple version to this purse, and it goes with the tube top I made, but that will be for the next video I film. But since I'm showing you guys all the purses, I might as well show this one. And I love this one, how it turned out. At this point, I was really familiar with how to make this type of purse, so I didn't really have trouble at all, and I loved it. And I also made this, I was gonna call this brown. I also made this red purse. It was a mini, just like this one, and I made it to match not this top, but another top that I made, and I'll show that in the next video as well, part 2 of this video. But of course, I loved how it turned out. I love the style for some reason. Like, it's just so cute to me. Like, I love it. But that is it. That's all I have for this video. I did not expect to have so many projects and pieces. I didn't expect to have this much, but I'm not even going to end this video out because there's a part 2. So I'll just see you guys in my next video. So be ready for part 2.